What's going on, guys? And in today's video I just want to discuss my opinions and thoughts on the gameplay that we have seen from Supercross 5 over the last couple weeks. Obviously we had the YouTuber slash esports player slash developer race showdown thing, so we got a bit of taste for online racing, and there's also a bunch of just single player races on YouTube already, so there is a lot of gameplay to go off of, and I just kind of want to discuss what I think of how the game looks overall. I don't have the game early, so I can't say for a fact of how it feels or anything like that. In the background of today's video is just a Supercross 4 career mode. Had a cool battle with Jalik Swole, so that was cool, I guess. And my character wasn't fully upgraded, so it felt a little sluggish on the track. But anyways, I want to start off by saying I'm not going to completely just bash the game as I have before. I don't think that's the right thing, as I've kind of realized it's pretty disrespectful. I'm going to kind of be as open-minded as possible and as respectful as I can, really, and not attack the developers like I kind of have in the past, because at the end of the day that's just wrong. So I want to start off by saying that I watched a little bit of Spencer Turley's video of his impressions on the gameplay as well, just like the first 30 seconds or something, and honestly I did not know that the gameplay in the background was Supercross 4. I thought it was Supercross 5. That's how similar the games do look. It was very hard to distinguish the difference. The only way I could tell really was that I recognized the track from Supercross 4, so that kind of tells you that the games do look pretty identical. You know, I think the jump from Supercross 1 to Supercross 2, you could really tell the difference in the improvements or the step backs or whatever. And the jumps from Supercross 2 to 3, again, the game looked a lot different. Supercross 3 to 4, a little bit different but not too much. And now Supercross 4 to Supercross 5, the game really does look almost identical, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Honestly, I'd say it's more of a bad thing, because a lot of people didn't really enjoy Supercross 4, especially myself, and I don't think it is a good idea to continue making more Supercross games on the same type of physics. I will say that the game looks, again, identical to Supercross 4, but also a mix of MXGP 2021 in there as well. The in-air whips and scrubs are pretty much unchanged by the looks of it from the last 4 to 5 games, so some people are probably going to be pretty disappointed with that. Myself, I'm not too worried about that, because I don't care too much for insane whips, all that. I'm more about ruts and on-ground physics type of guy, or type of thing. The sand looks pretty much the same. It doesn't look like they made any crazy improvements there. I don't think there's any sort of track deformation that forms in the sand or on the dirt itself on any of the tracks from what I've seen. But again, I could be wrong. Maybe they add it in the future like they did with MXGP 2021. Who knows? So it doesn't look like we're going to have track deformation again this year, which is disappointing. So hopefully in the future we can have that, because of course everybody wants it. One thing I noticed with the gameplay is that you don't seem to crash for over jumping stuff or casing anything. I saw a guy race on Atlanta 3, I think it was, absolutely sent it off one of the tabletop jumps or over-under jumps, whatever you want to call them, and he over-jumped the thing by like 1,000,000 feet, and just kind of honestly gain time from it. And I don't think that's a good thing to have in Supercross games, because again, the more cheats and exploits that are found and are in these games, it honestly makes them less fun and makes some of the sections on the track a bit kind of pointless and not up to scale as they should be in real life. I think the scaling of the tracks looks a bit better this year though. The tracks seem more tight and the jumps don't seem as far apart. It feels more like a Supercross game rather than a wide open Supercross national combination type thing. I also saw a little bit of customization from this guy. I'll put a screenshot up or something so you can see his channel. Overall, the menu looks a lot more cleaner. I think they added a few more gear sets this year. Compared to previous games, it's probably the most in a while, which is a good thing, but also it doesn't look like they added too much. They brought back white Alpine Star boots, but also again, no white Garnet boots, which isn't a huge deal, but I mean, they're pretty popular in real life, so I would think they should be in the game. We haven't really seen Track Editor yet, so it's hard to say how that will be, but it'll probably be very similar to last year's game with small improvements. One last thing that I did notice is Supercross 5 seems to look a little bit more planted and not as slippery, but at the same time, it also looks a little slippery as well, which I do think they need to step away from these types of physics, because it's been in the game since MXGP Pro pretty much, where the bike just is a bit too slippery. We need something that has a bit more traction. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the gameplay. Again, this is my opinion on how I think the game looks. I haven't played it, so I can't tell you how it feels or anything like that. I saw a comment on the live stream from that Kimmy esports player, and he said it's the best one yet. So who knows, it could be good, could be bad. The game's coming out in a couple weeks, so I will be getting it. Hopefully dropping some videos on it, and maybe even a live stream if I can. I think the game looks decent, but I don't think it looks spectacular or anything looks amazingly better or different. Honestly, it just kind of looks very similar, and it seems like with each new game that comes out, less content is being added, less changes are being made. But other than that, that's pretty much all I have to say. Let me know what you think of the gameplay of Supercross 5 down below. Hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.